Hi, everybody. This is Jory, your instructor. I am going to go over the syllabus with you. Once again, we're not meeting until June 7th for the first time, so I want to make sure you understood all the expectations of the course. Again, this is MOL 1402 Self-Care for the Allied Health and Human Services Professional. You've got my contact information again at the top of the syllabus. Note that this is a 2-hour class, but since summer is condensed into 10 weeks, we actually meet when we meet on Wednesdays from 1 to 3:40. We'll be in Union Hall 239 when we meet. Um, it is a blended course, as you know, hopefully by now, and these are the dates, the 3 dates that we'll be meeting throughout the semester. On the weeks that we don't meet, there will be online content for you that week. So you definitely will have things to do on the weeks we don't meet. We just actually won't be in the classroom. Okay, so the description of the course is pretty straightforward. This is an overview of how managing stress, burnout, compassion fatigue is really going to help you be in the field for many years to come. That self care is really important in making sure that we're successful in our work. So we're going to talk about that throughout the semester, how to use different self-care strategies and what some of those are. Everything from time management to mindfulness to different activities you can do to using your support system and creating healthy boundaries. All of that will be covered in this course. You do have to complete with a C or higher, and we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to let you look over the student learning outcomes, the program outcomes, and the outcomes from the college, which are the institutional learning goals. And please let me know if you have any questions about them. In terms of course material required, it is important that you have access to a computer and that you are familiar with Blackboard. So if you haven't taken the Blackboard orientation, please do that. There are no textbooks for this class, yay, but there are readings that will be posted each week in the course content, either articles or handouts or something like that. Other than the online contact, there's not really a lot of lecture. It's in the course content you'll be reading. It's not always in PowerPoint presentation format, but you'll see it's kind of a Blackboard format. Obviously, there'll be discussion posts, there'll be small group work and presentations when we do meet, and hands-on activities. Okay, so you'll be evaluated with these assignments, 4 of which are quizzes, obviously, that are worth 10 points each. There's no midterm or final for this course, so you'll have quizzes throughout the semester. Those are on Blackboard. Again, important to know how to use Blackboard to take a quiz. It is pretty straightforward, but please let me know if you have any questions. I may refer you to our IT folks to kind of get an orientation if you're unsure. The other assignments that you'll be submitting on Blackboard are the reflection assignment, which is 30 points, the wellness promotion handout, which is another 30 points, the self-care plan, which is kind of our final assignment, and it's worth 50 points, and then the rest is active learning and participation. On online weeks, that's going to be graded in terms of your discussion posts, and on weeks we meet, it's going to be your in-class participation, being there for both of those things and participating. Okay, so assignments, due dates for assignments are listed in the syllabus, which I'll show you in a second. They're also entered into Blackboard, so you can use the Blackboard calendar to see when things are due. They are due on the date listed at the time listed. If you turn them in late, that's, you can't, things happen. If you turn them in late, your grade is reduced by 20%. There is a way to get around that. You can do a late contract, and late contract can be, the actual form for it can be found in the course information section of the course, as well as the assignment and submission section of the course. If you fill this out and you email it to me or drop it off to me at least 24 hours before the due date, then you can ask for an extension, and usually that's a week extension. You do need to get the assignment in within 2 weeks of the due date, whether it's late or with a late contract. The only difference being is if you use the late contract, you won't get that 20% deduction of in points. Here's a note that 15% of all grading on written assignments is based on your format, your grammar, your spelling, your appearance, that it's the length it's supposed to be. So all of those things are very important. So make sure to use the writing lab if you have any questions about any of that. So quizzes are kind of similar to what we just talked about with assignments. If you're not able to make the exam, you will have 6 days to take the quiz. So it'll open on Monday, and you have to take it by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you won't be able to do it the minute it opens because you have to review the course content for the week prior to taking the quiz. But you have plenty of time to take it. If something happens, you have to contact me prior to the exam being due to schedule a makeup within 1 week of that due date. If you miss the exam without prior notification, you still can make it up, but there'll be that 20% deduction in points. So just be aware of that. We don't have a final exam again. These are just quizzes. Online exams are expected to be an individual effort. They are randomized, the questions, so even if you take the exam with someone else right next to you that's taking the exam, you're going to get the questions in a different order. Exams are timed. You'll have 1 hour to take each quiz. If you go over the hour, there will be points deducted, but it doesn't cut you off after an hour. I will make every effort to leave you feedback and a grade on whether it's an assignment or a quiz or a discussion post within 1 week of the due date. So that's important to know. I will do my best to do that within a week. The grading scale is as follows for all the SAHS and MOL classes in our program. An A is 93%, a B is 85%, a C is 75%, and those are really the important markers because you have to get a C or higher for the class to count for the program. So that's something to be aware of. Attendance and participation, probably the most important thing to know here, whether it's a discussion board or a live class, is we don't distinguish between excused and unexcused absences. If you're not there, you're just not there. You don't get the points. Everyone can miss a class or two. Again, by class, I mean an in-person class or a discussion board, and still do well in the course. So that's why we do that. So we don't have to differentiate between an excused or an unexcused absence. So just because you come to class or participate in a discussion post doesn't mean you're going to get full credit. You don't automatically earn those points. You have to actively participate. You have to submit like a discussion board response that meets all the requirements. You have to respond to another person in the class posts. So you need to make sure you're doing that. If you, in a live class, arrive late, leave early, do things like monopolize the class discussion, excessive self-disclosure, which I don't think most of you will do, your cell phones ringing in class, all of those kinds of things, sleeping or dozing off during class are all reasons why participation points could be deducted. I'm going to let you read over the special course requirements, the college syllabus statements, including the plagiarism policy, incompletes, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I want to go over the weekly schedule. I'm not going to go over every week, but I just want to kind of orient you to it. You'll see each week listed and the date of the class. Even if it's an online week, I put the date the class would meet on Wednesday. The course content will open for week 1, actually Monday, the 29th at 8 a.m. You'll be able to go on Blackboard and read the course content on the importance of self-care. That's the unit of instruction. You'll see the learning objectives listed. So those were in the beginning of the syllabus. The assessment method isn't necessarily something that's going to happen that week, but it's how you'll eventually be assessed on what you learn. So quiz 1, which is until week 3, is one of the ways you'll be assessed on the importance of self-care information that you read for week 1. So it's really important to look at the assignments and the assignment due dates. If you look For week 1, the assignment is to read the online content on Blackboard. That'll be the same for every online week. And you'll always have a discussion that's due. And it will say the due date, which is Sunday, June 4th by 11:59 p.m. So that'll always be the same time, and it'll always be on a Sunday. Week 2, we're actually meeting week 2, and we'll be doing demonstrations. So you get to see some self-care activities in action. Again, the assignment is to participate in the in-class activities. There's nothing actually due that week. And then last but not least, we'll kind of go over week 3. This is another online week. It's going to be compassion, fatigue, and burnout are our topics. You're going to read the online course content again on Blackboard for week 3. You will participate in a discussion and also take quiz 1 by Sunday. So it's really important on the online weeks that you make sure you don't think you're going to do everything on Sunday, because you've got reading to do, you've got the online course content, and then you also have to, like in this case, take a quiz and participate in a discussion post all by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you might want to put this on your schedule, you know, whether it's like Tuesday and Thursday, you're reading the online course content, and Friday you participate in the discussion and take the quiz, but kind of chunk it out for yourself so you're not doing it all right at the end of the week. And then you'll see the rest of the semester kind of goes along similarly. We do have finals week is when your self-care plan will be due, which is your final assignment, as well as your 4th quiz. So that will be the end of the semester. So there's really things, all 10 weeks that you need to be aware of, as well as finals week. Again, let me know if you have any questions about the syllabus once you've had a chance to read it over, and I will see you in class on June 7th. Thank you.